It's time for Tap That Trade. Joining us now, Alan Nuckman, the Chief Market Strategist at St. Paul Research, and Phil Flynn, a Fox Business News contributor, here for our Trader Game. Round number one, guys, value of growth stocks. What's more valuable to you, value stocks or growth stocks? Growth stocks are those stocks that have potential to make big gains and outperform in the stock market, and value stocks are the underperformers. What's your pick?
I don't care what kind of stock, any market, anytime, any direction, is just wherever the opportunity is. And right now, what we've seen is some of those value stocks that people have forgotten about, the GE, the AT&T. I like Verizon between 50 and 60 now, breaking above 57.5. Looks like it might attack the highs. You know, those have been plays because they've been left behind. You know, momentum will come back, and those big stocks will run the day once again, in my opinion. But in the meantime, you've got to look at whatever's the best to buy.
There's an old story called The Tortoise and the Hare. Remember that one? Huh? You know, all of a sudden the hare is way out on the front, and then all of a sudden the tortoise ends up coming up in the back end here. You know, and that's kind of what we've got going on here right now. Growth stocks were on fire during the COVID lockdown. You know, dreams of stimulus, people working out of the house, it got those stocks way up. The value stocks were forgotten about, right? Nobody was looking at them at all. But now that's where we find value in the value stocks. Who knew you could find
rotation?
It is the rotation. And now as we're opening up, these stocks look very good. That's good for long-term investors. You know, people who don't want a lot of risk, they like the value stocks. You can get a dividend. You know, you're not going to get rich on stock appreciation, but you're going to, you know, make a pretty good return in most cases. Now you're getting the best of both worlds. You get some good dividend and you're getting some stock appreciation. So value is a good thing.
Round number two, digital dollar power. The Fed is doing research on replacing paper money with virtual money. What's your favorite money?
Call me. You know, I think one of the problems with the digital dollar is the blockchain. And I think there's problems with the blockchain. It takes too much energy to clear these transactions because you're going to have a million computers that have to go through. I'm a big believer in Rate-A-Tech technology. It's one I'm invested in. It's a high-risk investment, but they do CloudCoin, and it's on a different system that is called cloud chain instead of blockchain. It's a lot more energy efficient. So the Fed should call me. We can save a lot of energy, be green and digital at the same time.
I've got no problems holding dollars. I'd like to bury them in my backyard as well. But, you know, innovation and technology continue to grow. So, you know, eventually it'll get us there. But let's remember how many transactions now are done by debit card and credit card as opposed to 15, 20 years ago. You know, some people don't even know how to deal with cash. So, you know, the future is the future, and we'll be here for it.
It's funny you should say that. If you looked at the money supply lately, it's gone through the roof. So anyway, and Alan, don't bury your digital dollar. I tried it, out of the computer, doesn't work. Trust me.
It floated away. I buried some, and then the lake came up a little higher, and I don't know. It's in Canada, eh?
Yeah, you know, it's afraid with the digital dollar, you can lose your entire fortune by spilling coffee on your table.
Round number three, bubble trouble. Bubbles happen when stocks are overly inflated and have the potential to pop. Which stock do you think is in for some bubble trouble? Will it be Apple or Amazon?
Well, I'm using Apple and Amazon as a fact is they haven't participated in the bubble. If you've seen Google come back, that's a healthy sign. But I look at it as glass half full, that we still haven't seen Amazon holding around that support level and Apple holding around the 120 level as positives. As when they pop, and I mean pop to the upside, not pop as in a bubble, when they pop to the upside, I think that's going to give the market a big boost.
Yeah, I think it's hard to argue that either one of those stocks are in a bubble. You know, I mean, it doesn't mean that they couldn't see a price correction on the stock. But, you know, because those companies are so dynamic and the technology is so wide and varied, we're just not seeing it. You know, I would say that the overall stock market, if it, you know, that's closer to being in a bubble. And I still think that has a ways to go, especially with all the stimulus. So I wouldn't be trying to be popping any bubbles with any of those high-tech stocks. Now, could you trade them, get in and out, buy some puts? Possibly. You know, we've had a big pullback on the NASDAQ. They probably are a bit ahead of themselves as we do this rotation, the valuation. But, you know, I wouldn't be looking to get rich trying to short Apple or Amazon.
Exactly.
Here's your bonus round question for today. It's a springtime ticker time. Are all of the following tickers true, or did I make them up? SPRG, spring, rain, RAIN, and FLWR. Are all true or all false? Did I make them up?
Yes, all real. Angie doesn't lie. They're all real.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but I'm going to say they're all true too.
Phil, clearly we need to hang out more because Alan knows me better. You are both winners. And by the way, thanks to little Jane Nuckman for her voice cameo in the show today. Business First Dan will be right back.